how's it going, guys? I just got home from the road today, basically, so had to go visit my parents, so I figured why not go ahead and take like a whole truckload of vintage toys and fun and games and WCW cards, so we'll cover that in a future video because there's so much to show there. Oh my God, like that's probably going to take multiple videos to show what I loaded up today, but I also, while I was on the road, visited a few antique shops. What is going on, Chris Barrett? What up, man? How you doing? But hit up a few antique shops. I actually got a package in the mail that was originally lost, and then I got a random best offer win on eBay that I never expected to win. So, you know what? Why not go ahead and get started with some TMNT? So here is the TMNT. It's called the Comic Book Collection. These are Playmates figures. So this package was originally thought lost in the mail. And this box, by the way, is really awesome. I'm definitely going to hang on to that. As you can see, nice all four corners there. Of course, there you go. It shows you, spoilers, that's what's in the box. But nonetheless, I ordered this off Walmart.com because you're not going to see these in stores around here. And I was very excited to get this. Last Thursday or so, I got a notification in the mail saying your package has been delivered, and I'm sitting like I have no package on my porch. So last night I get home from work, and lo and behold, here is the package thought lost. So this is as far as I've gotten in the unboxing. So we're going to see what these figures look like. But first, let me say hi to a veteran Golden Age collector. Man Cave Comics, what's going on, man? Yeah, I got my first Golden Age comic from DC. I'll definitely show it here. I'll just go ahead and show it after these figures. It's probably just like chunk change for you guys, but yeah, I'll show it here in a little bit. Of course, when you say gold, you got Comic Books NYC. What's going on, Kavi? Nice to see you in the chat. Right now, I'm just showing off, like I said, this package of TMNT toys I thought was lost. But somehow showed up in the mail today. So it looks like they packed these things in there pretty tight. So I think there's 6 figures packed in this box. So let's see how crazy crammed in these things are going to be here. Wouldn't mind trying to, not unpackage them. Okay, so here's the package they're in. So each package is about, they're a little bit fatter and shorter than the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles packaging. So there's my boy Michelangelo, of course. And then you guessed it, we're going to have all 4 turtles coming out. There's what Raphael looks like. Now I need to figure out a way to display these. And as you can see, they kind of did the original 84 Turtles paint job on these. So that's why I was kind of looking forward to, like, for instance, here's Splinter. Got, like, the soft goods on it looks pretty nice. It's that darker maroon collar instead of like brighter pink, so I really like that actually looking at it. So yeah, that's really awesome. It looks like Splinter's a little bit grayer than more brown, so I really like this like upgraded paint job to this original Playmates figure. So that's awesome because I think it was there's also a movie line somewhere, which I don't know where people are ordering those from. I think they're already sold out wherever they were from, but for some reason, instead of using the movie Splinter, they just reused this same one. But the paint job is so much worse on it. It has a white cloak. But anyway, we're going to keep moving on. At first, I actually did just watch this guy's video from yesterday. Comic Man Andy, what is going on, Andy? Definitely check out his Bolo box unboxing that he had yesterday. He got some cool turtle books in there. Kavi loves those turtles. I know, man. Turtles, definitely the best. We still got Man Cave and Chris Barrett hanging out as well. Let's get to the second half of this comic book collection turtle figure unboxing. There's Donatello, squinty eyes and all. Don't know if I like that face on Donnie, but there you go. I guess they gotta have a little bit different. That bow staff looks really thick for some reason. I don't know. It's just a little weird, a little off, but so far I'm happy with these though. I gotta be honest. They're pretty cool looking in my opinion. I'll save him for last. He's the main reason I wanted to get this whole thing. And then, of course, what turtle are we missing here? If I can get him out of the box, there we go. Leonardo. Get that. At least they were nice enough to put the paper in between, prevent that color rub on the packaging. There's Leo dual wielding his katanas and all. And then, of course, the main reason I had to, this figure looks pretty awesome. The Shredder, of course. So I really like this one because if you guys had the original Shredder and you had that little like soft goods cloak gimmick, the purple thing, it looked kind of cool in the package, but as soon as you open it, that thing is gone. So you just have this like shirtless Shredder in your collection all of a sudden. So I'm really happy with this. They painted it like the first appearance from the comic, obviously upgraded from black and white, of course. So yeah, and even if they don't have that little cloak in there, his chest is still painted red, so it looks like he's wearing clothing. And of course, you get all of the unpunched weapons like any other Playmates figure. So very cool. If you guys see these, I definitely recommend them. So that is awesome. Very happy with that box. Now I just have to figure out how to display all of that. Comment Andy says, I was excited when you said you picked these up. Yeah, like I said, it just took Walmart a long time to ship them. On top of that, they shipped it FedEx, which I was really excited about. And then FedEx lost the package. And then I just got it. So, yeah, I thought it was weird. And Barrett says they all look the same with different accessories. Yeah, pretty much. I feel like all these releases they've been doing from Playmates, whether it be the movie line, your cartoon line, or this line, most of them are pretty much just repaints. I feel like the turtle figures themselves are fairly different than your typical Playmates one you might have bought back in the day, obviously. But the Splinter and Shredder feel exactly the same. So I think this Mikey is definitely more unique than, say, like the Mikeys I got back there, basically. We got James Guyhouse. What's going on, man? Nice to see James in the chat tonight. So my other package, we'll just get to it because there's a few people waiting for this one book. So like I said, I'm not a big Golden Age collector, but one day I think I had Saturday off and I was just sitting on eBay and I'm just like, I actually have a 2021 list. I've done a terrible job trying to collect for 2021 involving this list. Like, and I just hit me one day. I'm like, a lot of the books on my list, they're going to be overpriced this year. For instance, X-Men 94. People are still on the X-Men train. They're still going to be buying that book up. It's probably just going to keep rising, so on and so forth. So it's not a great time to try to get a deal on that book. It's just going to keep going up. But I was just like, I put on my list that I wanted a Batman and or Superman book from the Golden Age. I did say, before issue 100, but at this point, I just wanted a Golden Age book. So I kind of just did a search, and when they had that best offer button, I will hit my version of a best offer. They may not like that best offer. I got a lot of rejections, but one person actually accepted my best offer. So for like not 3 figures, basically, I got a Golden Age Action Comics. So without further ado, my first Golden Age DC book ever, Action Comics 132. And yes, it is one of the purple restored grades, which I kind of wanted a different grade type quality in my collection. I only have a couple blue labels, and then I do have a gold label too because I love signatures and sketches, of course. But I thought it was kind of cool, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna shoot a best offer, even though it's not even close to what they're asking. And for whatever reason, the dude said yes, so I got it for like right under $100. So very happy with that. Like I said, this is Action Comics 132. I'm definitely gonna have to look online to figure out a way to read this. Since I definitely want to get it read. So I would at least like one Golden Age Action Comics, one Golden Age Superman, one Golden Age Batman, one Golden Age Detective. I think that maybe is what I'm going to collect in terms of Golden Age. I'm obviously not going after any like silver keys right now or anything like that, besides some of the obvious ones. But yeah, Action Comics from the Golden Age. In case you guys were wondering, this is from May of 1949. So yeah, right before the 50s, and of course it doesn't have that Comics Code of Authority, that gross looking thing on there. So once again, very happy to finally add a Golden Age book into the collection. So this will actually be going in my case downstairs. But yeah, very happy with that. And he shipped it priority box and everything, except instead of using bubble wrap, he used grocery bags, but hey, it worked. So I can't complain too much. Let's go to the chat and see what you guys are saying. We got Kavi saying the card backs look dope on the turtle figures. Yeah, I agree. I kind of like the simplicity of these, except for, I do like me some Nickelodeon because, at the heart of this, I'm a late 80s, early 90s kid, but still it would have looked much better like that. I'm sure we would all agree. But yeah, I do enjoy those card backs. So probably won't be letting those breathe, especially since I have all these I can play with back here. We still got Comic Man Andy hanging out, James Gallegos, Man Cave. He likes that Action Comics. I figured you and Kavi would like those, so I'm glad you guys got a chance to be in the live chat to see that. He says, "Crack that Golden Age cherry." Yeah, I did. So, yeah, I definitely want to get more now. It's just like everybody else. Chris Barrett says, "Sweet," and then Gallegos likes that book as well. All right, before we keep going down the figure rabbit hole, I'll show you guys what I got in the antique shop. Because like I said, I did pay my parents a visit, and I usually visit 2 antique stores in their area. Usually it's the same vendor, but looking at this vendor, I feel like he might be backing out a little bit because it's the first time I've been to his booths, and he hasn't really filled a lot of his product. So I was a little weird on that. However, the other booths around him, I think, have noticed how many comics are going in and out of these antique shops. So that means more deals for me because more people are going to bring in their comics. They don't know what they are, maybe. So, Konnichiwa, we got K Titus in the chat. What is going on, K Titus? So we'll start with this random one. I don't collect this character because, quite honestly, I never see this character's books ever. So this is the Tick from 1993, Tick Special Edition number 12. And you know you're getting a good deal when it comes in a nice Ziploc bag. So obviously I'll be rebagging most of these, but I figured for the sake of the fun of the video, I would just leave them the way I found them at the antique shop. So like I said, I never see any like first run Tick or anything. It's got like this shiny 90s-ified actual golden Tick on there. But what I found the most interesting about this is it's actually numbered on the back, number 693. So I don't really know what to make of this, so I'll definitely have to look that up and see what significance the numbers on these Tick comics have. But yeah, I was kind of happy to finally see a Tick in the wild, I guess, that, you know, it wasn't an actual Tick. That I won't make that joke further. All right, so another book. And actually, this booth I've known has been in this antique mall for a minute. But for the condition of the books, for me, they were just charging a bit too much. But I figured I was having good luck with the stack I'm about to show you. I just swing by their booth, see what they had, see if they had any other random 90s keys. Because, you know, they collect a lot of New Mutants and X Factor. So any collector would probably keep waiting for them to drop that first Cable, first Deadpool. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened. But what I did find today, and the other thing they did is they slashed all their pricing in half. So these were $3 books. And now I got this book for $1.50. So I got Green Lantern issue number 50. And like I said, the condition on these books aren't the greatest. So there is like a color break increase right there. But also, you notice the DC Universe logo variant. So I'm slowing down on my DC Universe logo variant collecting. But I do want to get some of those, like my personal keys, like that I read as a kid. So I'd like to get like First Impulse in a DC Universe, like most of the Superboy first 10 issues in DC Universe, the Steel number 1, and then this was another one. So I think I got the Kyle Rayner first cover appearance issue 51 in a DCU variant, but I went ahead and just got this one as well. Like I said, it's got a couple spine ticks up and down it, and then that color breaking right there. But yeah, for $1.50, I wasn't going to leave this laying for that. It was originally $3. So yeah, I was happy to find that. I can't remember if they go in the dark or not, Barrett. I'll have to test that out and let you know because I got the big bright light on. It's not going to work here, obviously. And like I said, usually there's one particular vendor I pay attention to in these 2 malls. I didn't even buy anything from his first booth. Second one I did find, he did replenish a couple of his $2 ones. So here's still the Indestructible Man number 1. Got that for $2, of course. And then I got some run filler Spider-Man, got an amazing 366. So like I said, that's another one of those off the list. And then as well, 367. Good old Mark Bagley art. And then I was kind of surprised he had this one. I think isn't this supposed to be like a Venom cameo or some sort? Web of Spider-Man 18. Figured he would have charged a little bit more for this, or maybe had it as a glass case for 10. But all things considered, not a bad copy for $2. So very happy to see that. And then here's one I haven't seen ever. I didn't know this existed, but it's Flash issue 35 from the New 52. But it is a Monsters of the Month Ryan Ottley variant. I can't think of hardly any instances where Ryan Ottley has done work for DC Comics. So as soon as I saw this, it definitely jumped out at me, to say the least. So really happy to get that one. Ryan Ottley is one of my favorite artists for sure. So I was very happy to get that. You know, it's always great discovering a cover you didn't know existed, especially when it's not expensive. Common Man Andy says, I thought your shirt said blunts. Yeah, it's the Bluth's banana from Arrested Development, of course. So there you go, Andy. The Bluth banana. Chris Barrett says, I know the first thing, first printing, Green Lantern 50s Glow in the Dark, but I'm not sure about their later printings. Definitely. Once again, I'll let you know. I'll give it the test. And then I know, Andy, you like this one. We got TMNT 44. And I think this is a second print, if I remember right. The Death of Donatello. So I can't find this book in any printing. So happy to at least have the second printing for $2. And then I discovered a whole new booth. It was kind of like their main things they sell weren't comics. It was just like this box was like under a table with, you know, glass and stuff on top of it. But the books were $1. So this whole stack I got for $1 for every book here. So let me know what you guys think about some of these, because most of these are like, you know, 70s and before. A couple in the 80s, of course. But we got Doomsday +1 issue 6. Like I said, I don't. And actually, that's funny because it looks like I haven't seen these backs yet. It looks like they valued these for $16 from 1976, but they were selling them for $1. So there's that. Here's Charlton Comics Dragon Wheels number 46 for $1. Apparently, this person tried to originally sell it for $35 and then $5. Don't know why. I got it for $1. Atlas Comics, The Destructor number 1. So it says inked by Wally Wood and drawn by Steve Ditko. I like these notes they put on there. I was going to rebag all these, but I might have to save a couple of these notes that they got on the back. We got Hands of the Dragon number 1 for $1 from 1975. And then here's one I've seen in other people's hauls and collections and stuff. I've just never seen it in the wild. Galactus, The Origin, number 1, of course. So that would be from the 80s. So I'm definitely going to put this in a new bag. You can see, oh my God. This bag has seen better days. But hey, I guess the bag did its job. That crud is not on the book. I'm definitely going to have to wash my hands after this. And a nice little Staples mailer thing. You got to love it when you get like the Ziploc bags, the file folders, and that stuff. Here's Ghosts number 16 from DC Comics. I love these like 70s and early 80s DC horror books. These are a lot of fun to collect for sure. Weird Mystery Tales number 1. Oh my God, look at how dirty this is. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to rebag these and like wash my hands in alcohol after this one. But hey, the books inside are good. I got a Barbed Wire. I don't know if this is reprinting, first appearance, what have you. But nonetheless, I don't have a Barbed Wire number 1 printing at all in my collection. So I figured why not go ahead and grab that. And then for some reason, they did the whole bagging and boarding method where you put the board in the dead center of the book. So it'll have a nice spine on it. But I just like that like bright pink back on there. That's pretty awesome. So, and I got Weird Wonder Tales number 10. But this is a pence variant for $1. So figured, hey, anytime I see a pence variant for cheap, I'd definitely probably pick it up. Well, I got Weird Wonder Tales number 5 as well. And luckily, all the crud and ink is on the bag. And you can tell this has been a reused board because it's got that like sun tone in it. Like I said, these things, they're going to have to be like buried deep. Definitely not putting these bags in those boxes back there. We got the Sinister House of Secret Love number 4. I've never heard of this book, but the cover looks really awesome, so I decided to go ahead and pick that up. It's actually a DC giant size One of those 52 25-cent pagers. So it's got to be what? Early Bronze Age for sure. I'll have to open this up and see how good or bad the condition's going to be. I really don't know what to expect. But man, for $1, I was willing to take that risk. We got Demon Hunter from Atlas Comics, another Atlas #1. We also got Vengeance Squad #1. And this guy, Overstreet, valued it at $12. And what Overstreet time did this happen? I could not tell you. We got Tiger Man #1 from Atlas, of course. I have no idea what this one is. Maybe, Andy, if you're still in the chat, you'd probably like this book. For some reason, they wrote Platinum Edition real big on the bag. It luckily is not on the book itself. But here's Dark Horse Presents Aliens, the Platinum Edition. And they liked it so much, they wrote Platinum Edition right all over the book. But for $1, I decided I need this Platinum Edition. So that was a lot of fun. And then the last book, slowly building this run. I really want to read this. It's not even free on Comixology or like the library app, but at one point I will read this book. Miracle Man. I really want to read the whole Alan Moore run. This is issue number 14. I'm not sure if this is one of those like big key. I think 15 and 16 are the keys, and this is the one like right before it. But yeah, slowly filling these original Miracle Man books into the collection. So I think I have issue 1 and issue 2, but I don't find these too often. So this was the last book in their little box they had under their table. So yeah, I was going to leave Alan Moore in the book in the box for $1. So yeah, that was my antique shop haul. Now I need to wash my hands really bad, but we're going to power on anyway. But first, we're going to get into the chat. Chris Barrett says, you guys remember when people were paying hundreds of dollars for Atlas books? Yeah, I mean, they're paying for hundreds of dollars for anything now. I got a book coming up. There's a main reason I wanted to go get my old comic collection. I have one book that recently spiked because of WandaVision. Actually, you know what? We'll just show that right now because we're going to move on to toys here in a few. And I'm going to show you some toys I picked up while I was at my parents' house as well. But one of the books, and like I said, I'm going to do like a multi-part series on the stuff I had as a kid because that's what I've been picking up. But one of the books, I knew it wasn't bagged and boarded because I didn't really value this book when I was a kid. I bought it at like my elementary school gymnasium when I was in grade school. I had like a traveling roadshow of some sorts. And luckily there was one that would come around every like couple of months that had comic books. And this was one of those books that I bought for like $1 back in the day. And I just had it stored in a tote under my bed in my parents' house that they really haven't touched any of my stuff. So where I left the stuff, most of it was still there. So this was one of those books I dug out to show, and I got it in a full back Mylar to save it. It does have a little tearing right here, but I definitely at least wanted to get this saved from that obscurity of a tote bin at the bottom of somebody's bed. So I did find that. I may end up doing that on the next claim sale at some point, just while all this stuff is hitting. But yeah, I think that's most of the comics. So we'll move on to the figures, but first we need to say hi to some more people in the chat because I never finished that. Chris Barrett likes those Pence variants. Andy says this is an awesome haul. Thank you, man. And then James says the same thing. This is a great haul. But hey, we still got some more to go. And we got Flicks and Comics. What is going on, JoJo? Big shout out to JoJo. I did see her unboxing the other day from the claim sale that we had on the Comic Core. I'm so glad you got those books and really glad you enjoyed those Roger Rabbit books and all that good stuff. So big thanks again for helping us out. I'm thinking either the 20th or the 28th of this month, if I can get those days off. We may have another claim sale here in March for you guys wondering about that because I've had a couple people ask me about that. But yeah, we still got, I already showed these turtles, so we're going to stack those up down there. All right, I got 2 books a million finds to show, and then I'm going to show you guys some classic G.I. Joe that I found in the, like I said, basically the dustbins of obscurity. All right, so I've recently discovered if you want like figures that are current and you can't find, Books a Million's kind of the place to go. So basically I can't find any great action figures around here, so I've had to resort to traveling an hour away. But Books a Million did not disappoint this time. So the first figure I'll highlight, I did find another G.I. Joe Classified series This one's Scarlet. There were actually a few G.I. Joe classifieds out. I'm trying not to go too crazy. As you guys can see, I accumulate stuff pretty quick, so I'm trying to be picky and choosy about the figures I'm buying because I don't really unbox a ton of them, so they're amassing room pretty quickly. So I saw Gung Ho and Roadblock out in the wild today, as well as the Gold Destro. I really did want the Gold Destro, but it was at an FYE, and apparently FYE overcharges for things randomly because they had some Super 7 turtles, which I was surprised to see at all in a chain store, and they wanted $90 a figure, which no, that wasn't going to happen for a $45 fig. But anyway, happy to find Scarlet. Now I have a Scarlet to go with my Snake Eyes. I think I might exclusively just collect Cobra in this line because in terms of the word toyetic, I feel like the Cobra figures, they look a lot sweeter than the, basic G.I. Joes. I may get a Duke if I see Duke, but I at least had to get Scarlet. And then shout out to Drew Manchu. I know this is one he's been looking for. So when I saw this today, I definitely had to have it. And that's the Damian Wayne Robin from the McFarlane Toys line. I'm slowly getting dragged into these McFarlane DCs. There's a lot of cool stuff. I did have to say no to the Grim Knight today. I thought about getting the Grim Knight figure, but I saw it in person and I just didn't care for it as much. I got to be honest. But Damian Wayne Robin looks badass. Like he comes with a sword and some throwing stars. So really awesome figure there. So very happy to get that. No wrestling figures today though, Barrett. All right. So let's see what Andy says here. Andy says, I've got 3 short boxes full of books just waiting on a claim sale or an auction. LOL. Well, if me and Drew and Legend get together, I kind of was going to tell them I think we need another person for the claim sale stuff because it's so fast and furious once you get into it. But yeah, let's see. Andy also says, love Jimmy's collecting show. I still need to catch that, actually. I did see that was on my feed the other day. Like I'm so behind on watching YouTube that there's so many I've missed out on. So like I said, I'm going to do like a multi-part what I had as a kid thing later. But I did want to show off because I haven't been through this bag today. And you're just like, what do you do with a like 30-year-old athlete's foot bag? This place isn't even opened anymore. So I've been looking for my G.I. Joe figures for quite a long time. And basically in one of my parents' storage areas, I finally found said G.I. Joes, even though, like I said, they're not in the greatest shape, but hey, that's to be expected. Maybe I'll play with trying to re-rubber band some of these. But we're going to preview a couple of these things. Obviously, I don't have time to show the entire bag because it is packed. So if you guys like G.I. Joe, like there's some figures, and I did find my Big Krang, but he needs a bath bad. So here's one of the G.I. Joes I always like. I always like this little Cobra tank thing. And yeah, there's a G.I. Joe inside it too. So he is definitely not going to stand on his own anytime soon. I'm going to put that down before that breaks. But I did find like all of my vehicles too. So I didn't want to bring them in this room and like get mold and crap everywhere. So they are in the garage currently. But yeah, these are my G.I. Joes I had as a kid. I thought they were lost for good. And luckily today, I just happened to be looking in the right place and found them. Really, the only one I kept was Snake Eyes, which hanging out right there. So there's my Snake Eyes. He's the only one for some reason I salvaged, but I found the rest of his friends and family today, basically. So yeah, I need to like almost look some of these up and remember who a lot of these characters are, because sometimes as a kid, you just open the stuff and you start playing with it. You don't really study the package. Oh, I got Snake Eyes as a pet. So cool. That's definitely staying on the side. Just looking for ones that aren't in pieces here to show off. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be enjoying cleaning up all these G.I. Joes for sure. We'll see what we can do with this guy who has the soft hair. That's probably got bugs in it. So yeah, tons and tons G.I. Joes. So Chris Barrett says you're 3.5 in toys. Yeah, I gotta be honest, like I really have enjoyed the toy side of collecting more than comics as of late. It's just, I don't know why. I think it's just when I find figures like this in the wild, and I feel like, the toys or the quality of toys is as good as it's ever been between the NECA stuff, Hasbro putting out those classifieds, Playmates getting back in the Turtles game. There's a lot of fun stuff to collect in the toy aisles right now. Oh, man. It's breaking my heart seeing some of these guys broke down here. Actually, yay, one accessory. So there you go. I'm trying to look for some of the big names here. I think that's old Rock and Roll, maybe. He is faded as can get out. So, yeah, I missed. Oh, no, actually, I think this was Snake Eyes' pet. I can't remember. I got to look that up now. But, yeah, like, I kind of missed the Star Wars bandwagon by a few years. My family did not collect Star Wars, but what we did collect was G.I. Joe. So, like I said, this whole bag is just filled to the brim with G.I. Joe. So I could sit here probably all day and just show off figures from G.I. Joe. Oh, man, he's broken. Damn, I need to figure out how to get. Oh, God, he is in multiple pieces here. Yeah, so there's the rest of them. This is one of my favorite figures as a kid, too. That sucks. So I'll have to figure that out. There's another version of Rock and Roll. He was one of my favorites. I remember he was in the NES game, so I think I really like collecting Rock and Roll. Don't know if that's... I think Slaughter had the green on. Whoa. Oh, no, not Roadblock. He lost his torso. Yep. So, yeah, like I said, I think Chad from the Comic Corps said if I start getting into customs, he's going to be worried. I might at least try to have to get into re-rubber banding these figures. So, yeah. Let me see. Oh, no, not my... Oh, yeah, I remember he was in a mess, but there is my Serpentor. He had some rough times fighting G.I. Joe for sure. So, yeah, poor old Serpentor. Oh, man, yeah, there's... The times have not been kind. Well, these weren't really built to last anyway. So, yeah, I'm going to go through this bag more on my own. And Birdman didn't last long either. See what I can salvage from here. There's still a few good ones. Like there's a Beachhead. So I always like Beachhead too. Got Flint. Lifeline. Oh, poor Gung Ho didn't make it. All right. I was hoping to find Duke or Scarlet, but it looks like they are buried deep. All right. Oh, there's one last one I'll go ahead and show. But yeah, I figured I'd just do a quick, live stream just to show off this bad boy. Yeah, for those of you just joining in, the Golden Age book I got was Action Comics 132. Hopefully my Mylar will fit this because this bag, not the best, but hey, it's what CGC ships you in. But yeah, this is my first DC Golden Age book. This will definitely be going inside my glass case downstairs. But big thank you guys for hopping in. And stay tuned to the channel too. Like I said, I plan to play more Uncharted at some point. I might do some of that tomorrow. Plus, once I get some of these figures and other stuff cleaned up, I want to show those off a little bit better. And obviously into more detail instead of like, hey, there's this guy, he's broken. Plus, just like I just did basically. And then I found 4 totes of comic books that were under my bed as a kid. So I definitely want to show off that stuff because, I'm kind of influenced by J Hood Creative. He actually had a video last Saturday where he kind of just showed books that he collected when he was a kid. And, he got them for like 50 cents or $1. So I'm like, well, I kind of want to just show those off and, talk about when I bought them and all that stuff. So I might do it tomorrow, Saturday, what have you, my next day off. So I plan to do that at some point. Plus, I got another box. If you guys like the Superman Man of Steel figures I showed, I think it was on the previous stream. I actually found like the whole run me and my brother had. We didn't open like any of them. So I may do an unboxing on a couple of those because I did find the Superman Doomsday 2-pack that I actually was looking for anyway. I didn't even know we owned it until I found that. So, yeah, I'm probably going to just start cleaning up a bunch of these toys. to show you guys what I collected as a kid, basically. But big thanks to Chris Barrett, Comic Man Andy, as usual. We should have, I think in about 2 weeks, we're going to go back to doing some Modern Men, at least for the Snyder Cut, maybe Justice League #1. We've been tossing that idea around. By Justice League #1, I mean the New 52 2011 #1. I know there's too many Justice League #1s. Big thanks to those guys. Flicks and Comics JoJo, of course, was in here. K Titus stopped by. Thank you. Man Cave Comics, Kavi from Comic Books NYC. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. If I do, I apologize. I feel like there's one person I missed. There always is. But big thank you guys for hopping in and joining. Until next time, catch you later. Newsstand